Plaintiff Johnny Jones dated the defendant, but he claims his addiction to drugs and alcohol got in the way of their relationship. Johnny says he went to rehab, but has since relapsed, and he's suing his ex today for the cost of a car and tires. Defendant Sylvia Ahrens says Johnny is addicted to cocaine, and he is still using drugs to this day. Sylvia claims Johnny's drug addiction has made him so paranoid that he sees and hears things that aren't there. Sylvia denies owing Johnny for anything.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
State your name.
Johnny Jones.
Ma'am?
Sylvia Ahrens.
All right, start with you.
I met Sylvia about 8-9 years ago, and met her at a club, and she called me over there. But anyway, we got together and everything, ended up getting together. And we stayed together for a while, about 3 years, and I'm an addict. And
What type of addict?
Alcoholic, and I've done other stuff too, not every day but periodically. But anyway, and that got in the way between us, and we split up, and I moved back to North Carolina, and then we were still good friends, and I came back, and I got in the program, and anyway.
How's the program worked out for you?
It worked out. I graduated from. But
how long ago?
That was 2012, I think. Yeah, 2012.
You went back on anything since?
I have. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And,
how long have you stayed clean altogether?
My entire life.
Since 2012. How long did you stay clean intermittently? 3 months plus 4 months,
maybe 2 years,
plus 6 months?
2 years. About 2 years. About 2 years.
No, you had a relapse once, or at least once. How many times did you relapse? Go back.
Since 2012?
Yes, sir.
Twice.
All right. And how long were you relapsed those 2 times?
I didn't do drugs every day, Your Honor. I done drugs periodically. I may stay out 2 or 3 days.
Okay. Seems like you got a little effects there. That's all I'm asking. I didn't know whether you were currently in relapse. That's why I was asking those questions.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, though.
But anyway, we got together again, and this is right after I finished the program, and I bought a car. Well, anyway, we got back together again, and I bought a car from the Coachella Valley Rescue Mission.
Okay, before we get to that, let me allow her to give some background. Ma'am?
He does have a drug problem, and he has relapsed, and he's on drugs now.
Currently, yeah, that's what I get the impression.
Yeah, so about 4 weeks ago, I finally decided that I'd had enough. Because of his drug use, he has become paranoid. He sees and hears things that aren't there. He accuses me of...
That's not true, Your Honor.
That's when he's high?
That's not true, Your Honor.
Quiet.
I have proof.
That's when he's high?
Yeah, and even when he's not.
Or what, are you paranoid when he's high?
Yeah.
What is he like, cocaine?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. And he sees things that aren't there, and he hears things that aren't there.
I don't know about all that, but I know that they get paranoid.
Yeah, and he accuses me of things. He's caught people in our attic.
Does he have a mental condition outside of that?
No.
I had a case in Detroit, one of my first big cases when I was a judge there. And you had a guy with schizophrenia. I think he took medication, and he was a crack addict. And he went to get some more crack. This was alleged and convicted. He went to get some more crack. Him and his girlfriend were smoking crack. He went to get some more crack. When he came back, he ran to the back door, accusing her of having a guy in there while he was gone. And so that stuff is really bad. That's where I've heard people who've had, I know cocaine users, they get paranoid and start looking out the window and thinking that people want to get them. But actual hallucinations,
I don't do.
I've heard that from people who already have a psychiatric problem, and then they top it off with another drug. So
Well, that
that chemical reaction. You already got a chemical reaction from that coke or whatever it is, and you already have chemical dysfunction. That's what psychiatric problems are due to. Chemical imbalance in your brain. So you throw some cocaine or whatever in there, and your brain really is going that way, and you do start seeing things in some cases. So, what else you want me to know?
Just that
In 2012, how much has he been clean since 2012? And then we're going to get to the car, but
okay, in 2012, he stayed clean for about a year. And it's been about a year where he started with alcohol, which isn't his drug of choice. Started with that, and in the past, say 6 or 7 months, it spiraled out of control. Mm-hmm. It got to the point where he was using every day, and I left 4 weeks ago.
What happened that caused you to leave this time?
His using.
I know, but was there an incident?
No, it just too many things kind of piled up.
But honestly, but what she's saying, every bit of that's not the truth. She left because she was having an affair.
She left because of what?
Yes, she was having an affair, Your Honor.
Okay, sir, let me stop you. When I asked her if that's why she left most recently,
yes, sir.
You interrupted. And said because of my drug use?
Because of my drug use.
So and now you're saying an affair.
But it was an affair too, though.
All right, what
it
you
wasn't my drug
Let's
use.
get to the car.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. But it was my drug use and the affair. You was having an affair. You have to tell them the truth.
Tell me about your car you're suing it for.
Okay, I bought a car back in 2012. November of 2012, I believe it was. I paid $300 for it, and I bought the set of tires. But Sue wouldn't sell it to me because I didn't have license. And you gotta have license to buy a car. And so she told me, she said, just I can sell it to Sylvia, and we'll just have the title put in her name when you get your license back, just to have her to transfer it back over to you. And her and I talked about it, and she said, okay, because we were together, we know one another. She was my best friend. And so we done this. And so when I got my license back, I went to her and I asked her about it. I said, Sylvia, let's go to DMV, and we'll have the title transfer over into my name. And she said, no, I don't think I want to do that. I said, well, why not, Sylvia? I said, it's my car. And she said, it's in my name. I think I'm going to keep it. And I've asked her several times since then. She's not going to give it back to me.
And that was when?
2000. That was I bought it in November 2012. Maybe I got my license back the November of 2013.
13?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you've been asking her, and she's just been steadfastly saying no?
Yes, sir.
How often you ask?
Oh.
Never.
That's not true, Sylvia. Maybe once not very often. Maybe 3 or 4 times.
3 or 4 times in the past year?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ma'am?
That's not true. He never asked for the car back. It's true that they did put it in my name because he didn't have a driver's license. But
was that the primary purpose?
Yeah, in the beginning, that was it. We were together. He couldn't get it in his name, so they put it under mine. A year later, he purchased another vehicle, which he still has. That was also put in my name. Several months after that, he told me the first vehicle was mine to keep.
That's not true.
He used the truck. He still uses the truck. The second vehicle, he used it for work. He uses it for everything. I use my vehicle, and it's mine.
That's not true.
Quiet, sir.
Yes, sir.
I go to dialysis 3 times a week, so I use it to go there.
I take you dinner
since I decided to leave. He claims he sees my car parked at a neighbor's house that I'm having an affair with, which he can't seem to prove, even though he claims he has pictures and recordings.
Gotcha.
I can't show you on you
the car is mine.
My telephone was stolen.
All right, good enough. And sir,
yes, sir.
Unless you have some independent evidence that not that it's in her name, we know that. Yeah. We all agree on that. We have to determine whether it was a gift. And unless you can prove with independent evidence that it wasn't, I am inclined to believe her. Do you have any independent evidence?
I've got this saying that the car was mine.
All right. This says, I, Matthew,
And
gave
this-
Johnny Rick to purchase from the, I personally went with him to purchase the car and witnessed him pay for and receive the car. Like I said, that's not disputed.
Okay.
We know
No, I
that
can't- I
happened.
cannot then.
All right. I'm going to believe her.
I figured. Thank you.
Primarily because you've misled me twice today.
Okay,
I asked you about your drug use and whether you were currently using drugs, and you said no.
She is too. She shoot up
No,
heroin.
I understand.
She does shoot
and
heroin
I got
off-
you, sir.
Judge.
And then you misled me also about the breakup. And so you said originally, I said, why did you all break up? You said my drug use. And then later you tried to say it was for the affair. So I'm inclined to believe her, particularly since you are currently on drugs and your testimony and credibility is unreliable. Your
if
claim
you
is
live with her,
dismissed,
you
sir. It
used
was
to-
a gift.
Don't ever come to my house.
I wish you to get some help.
Oh, pfft.
That's all.
Oh man, come on. Sylvia, so you don't use? You don't shoot heroin?
No.
You don't? You're a lawyer. You're a damn
Okay.
lawyer. Well, you're a better actor than I am.
All right.
Okay, whatever.